Today we're going to be talking about a couple of games got delayed. We're going to be talking about Fallout 76 and how Bethesda is still keeping this game in the news somehow. Christ, I used to love this company. Anyway, that and more on today's episode of TGC Radio. All right, guys. Joining me today is these guys. It's our Halloween episode, so we got Colonel Sanders over here, and a turkey.
My stand.
A chicken.
It's my stand.
That definitely looks like a turkey. Now that I look at it.
Well, this is South Carolina. We are the Gamecocks. I have a chicken suit for a reason. This is definitely a chicken.
It's good to know.
But yeah, I am his stand. Chickens dance.
I thought you were his side chick.
No, definitely not.
Anyway, let's get to the news. Let's talk about Fallout 76.
Yikes.
I've got 76 problems, and this one's a big one.
Only 76?
There's way more than 76.
100 and a little more.
Yeah,
I've got two.
So for those of you who did not hear about this, so Fallout 76 the fine folks at Bethesda Game Studios, I don't know what happened. You know, we all laughed about horse armor. We all laughed about like little DLCs that were like, it's meaningless. It's not going to do anything. Then they tried to monetize mods, and then everyone revolted. And they're still trying to do it. Mm-hmm. Because they're doing this crap now. So Fallout 76, if you don't know, if you missed the whole kerfuffle last year with it, is an MMO in the Fallout universe, pretty much. And it's beyond broken. There's a great video by Internet Historian.
It's a truly excellent video. It covers all the bugs, all of the faulty advertisement.
Yeah, things with like the canvas bag and
the canvas bag.
The Nuka-Cola dark rum.
Yes.
Like that was a thing, and like this thing has had so many controversies. It's beyond insane.
The helmet.
The helmet. That wasn't even in that. That happened after that video came out. Mm-hmm. The helmet with mold in it.
Yeah.
And they had to recall them.
That was like last month.
Yeah. So yeah, and so if you pay $200 for this game to get that helmet, it's full of mold, like deadly mold, like black mold.
Ooh, yeah, spicy.
Yeah. So yeah, you get to breathe in the fumes as you wear it.
Would not suggest wearing the helmet, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that. You'll die.
Or save your money and buy a better game.
Yeah.
There's a Goose game that is untitled that is pretty good.
Yeah. Or you can buy the actual Fallout creators games.
Outer Worlds.
The Outer Worlds that came out last week. Play that.
I played
really
it.
Good.
It's pretty solid.
But yeah, so these people have decided, you know what? We've scared away like almost all of our loyal fan base, except for like a small group of people who are still playing Fallout 76.
It's just the golden nugget that they have.
So what should we do? Should we throw an event for them and celebrate them? Have some cake and have a good time?
That sounds like a smart idea. That doesn't sound like something that they would do right now.
No. They decided to put a subscription onto the game.
I mean, thankfully it's not for everyone to pay it, but it is for more content. But as we will learn, there are some issues with it.
There's a lot of issues with it, primarily because it's a full price game.
Right.
It's a AAA $60 game. Yep. And then you throw on $100 for a subscription for 1 year.
For 1 year, yeah. So it's so the subscription is called Fallout First. This is from an article on our website by Ethan Foley. He's our Spectator Mode podcast host. Great guy. So we're talking about Fallout First. They announced this thing on October 23rd, and basically you can pay them $13 a month or you can give them $100 a year to play broken Fallout 76. I just, words escape. Like, it doesn't make sense. Let's talk about some of the things you get with this premium subscription, shall we? Private servers, asterisks, because they're not.
Right.
Yeah, because they've been recycled.
Not only are they recycled, so they're old worlds that they've just recycled. 2, other people who aren't on people's friends list are showing up in people's servers. 3, if the person who runs the server leaves, the session ends.
Oh.
And get this, when you leave the game, it resets the world. So all the stuff you did's gone. So it's actually a private session, not a server.
Wow, I heard it was pretty bad. I didn't know it was that bad.
That's disgusting.
Oh, it's worse. So let's get to, you get 1,650 atoms per month, so you can spend them. I just hit my mic really hard. Sorry. You get 1,650 atoms per month, which is their microtransaction currency, which can then be used in the atomic shop.
Which is the one thing about the game that does function.
Yeah.
Microtransactions, go for them. Those work perfectly.
They work. It just works.
What was it that you got for the canvas bag controversy? Was it 550 atoms?
It was like 500 atoms, which
Yeah.
wasn't enough to actually buy the canvas bag in the game.
Yeah, the digital copy.
Which also, I would say, 1,650 atoms isn't even enough to get like blue. This is from like Angry Joe's video. It's like the blue Vault-Tec armor paint is 1,800. So you're 1,800 atoms just for like paint.
Yeah.
Just for a reskin.
Yeah, just for a reskin, and it's like what? You could get all this stuff in Fallout 4, like, and all you have to do is buy the game.
Right.
But anyway, then came this one thing that people are mad about for a couple reasons, the scrap box. So people have been complaining in Fallout 76 that they can't that there's like a limitation on storage. They can't hold all the stuff they want to hold. So they're like, they've been asking Bethesda to do it, and Bethesda was like, well, we can't do it. There's limitations in the game. Unless you pay us $100, we'll give you a scrap box with unlimited storage.
And it's also unlimited in the essence that it deletes your stuff.
Yeah.
On occasion. It'll just stop holding it.
Yeah, it deletes everything you put into it.
Do you think there's any way for Bethesda to come back from this? I mean, it's
For me,
weird to see.
no.
For you, no. Okay.
I loved this studio growing up, but they've killed like any enthusiasm I would have for them going forward.
A few years ago, I was dreaming of a Fallout MMO, but for the weeks leading up to it, when we heard more and more reports of potential issues, my dream died. Because by that point, I was also aware of the technical issues that Bethesda often faces with their outdated engine, and I was kind of expecting it to be a bit of a letdown, and I am twice, thrice over proven correct.
The funny thing about their outdated engine is that their outdated engine was outdated in 2006. Like when they made Oblivion, their engine was outdated because it's the creation engine is based off the GameBro engine from 1998. It's that old. It's older than some of the people in this club. Were you born in 98?
I'm 98.
I was
Yeah.
born in 98.
So it's as old as you two. It can legally drink or almost legally drink. Yeah.
Essentially, it can. It's like a month left for it.
Yeah. So it's like, what?
And the reason they kept that engine around is because of the modders, right? For the most part. or for some part, because modders are familiar with the engine, and if they updated their engine, then they would lose a big chunk of the modding community who makes their games fun.
I think if Skyrim, Fallout 3, and Fallout 76 are any indication, it's not because of the modding community. It's because they're lazy. Every game since Morrowind, they've been cutting back on features. They've been making it more sandboxy, more arcadey as they've gone along. And I know there's a lot of people in the club who like Skyrim. I personally don't.
I love Skyrim.
Because I grew up with like immersive like RPGs from Black Isle Studios, who's now Obsidian, from BioWare when they made Baldur's Gate and Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh yeah.
Those are the type of games that I grew up with. And Skyrim is nothing like those games. It's very different, and it's not like when I think of an RPG, I think of something that is immersive and getting you into a character, playing a role.
That's what it is. It's supposed to be an RPG.
Yeah, but Fallout 76 is very, 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 very different from even Skyrim. Like at least Skyrim, I can understand why people like it. Fallout 76. And even Fallout 4, I'm just like, how do people like these?
I played through Fallout 4 maybe twice with a very different playthrough each time, and that kept it fresh enough. But when I tried a third playthrough, it was just...
I played like 30 hours of Fallout 4, and I was like hyped for it. I was super excited for it.
I was excited.
And then I played it, and I was like, this is boring. There's like, it's so empty. There's like there's no character behind it. And if you're playing like the Outer Worlds, right? There's character in it.
True.
Like the people who make those stories, the guys over at Obsidian, love storytelling. That's what they've done their whole career. They used to work at Interplay, which was like, they did like A Bard's Tale and stuff like that. Like they've been around a long time.
Yeah, there have been times in Outer Worlds when I'm talking to an NPC, and they'll have maybe 2 or 3 more conversation trees, and I'm just thinking, all right, I kind of want to move on at this point. I kind of just want to get back to the game. There's so much to hear about from this one side character.
Yeah, but you have the option to leave them, right? You don't have to stay there.
Exactly.
So more features. There's the survival tent, which basically allows you to set up your own fast travel location.
Yeah, it's like a scout camp or whatever, and
forward operating base. Which will give you access to the scrap box, a cooking station, and a sleeping bag. By the way, the fact that we know that a lot of this stuff is broken should tell you something. That means people actually gave Bethesda money to test this crap. Finally, they give you the Ranger armor from Fallout 1, 2, and New Vegas.
I've heard very good things about Fallout New Vegas. I've never played a Fallout game, but I've heard very good things about New Vegas.
New Vegas is what kind of killed my love for Bethesda. I'm not gonna lie. Not because of how bad it is, because of how good it is.
Right. It's kind of a crime what they did by shortening their amount of time they had to work on it.
To give you some insight, Fallout New Vegas was developed in 18 months by Obsidian Entertainment. They put out, and in that amount of time, even though there's a lot of bugs, because of course there is, it's a Bethesda game, in that amount of time, they were able to make a better game than I feel like Bethesda's ever made.
That's fair.
Maybe the Shivering Isles DLC from Oblivion. That's a top-notch game. Like, that could have been its own game. It's very good. But other than that, it's like, Fallout New Vegas is incredibly good. And because it knows how to funnel a player to like the direction the writers want you to go. Because they put obstacles in your way. But they give you the option, if you still want to go down that route, you can. You'll probably die though.
Yeah, you just have to fight through death claws.
Yeah, fight through death claws or cazadors, whatever. Or giant scorpions, yeah. You just have to, and there are speedrunners who go through it. So it's like you have that option.
I think there was a video of somebody in Aliens Colonial Marines, that game that came out a couple years ago. When I was in middle school, Aliens was my favorite movie, the old Sigourney Weaver movie.
Yep.
And when my friend Noah and I heard about it, we were just ecstatic. And then we watched gameplay videos
Oh, it's bad.
of people just running through the game. It's just like you can just run through. Nothing is fast enough to catch you, and nothing is prepared for you.
And it's funny. I think like 2 years ago, some modder was like digging through the code, and they figured out what was wrong with the game. The game became playable when they just changed like one line of code, because the issue was there was something wrong with the AI of the alien. So like it would stand there and just look at you, but if you like remove like one letter, it now starts attacking you, and it actually makes the game playable.
Wow.
Makes the game scary, yeah.
Yeah, instead of unplayable, which is great because I it's like everyone like makes fun of Sega, you know, like who makes because of Sonic, and I'm just like, do you not realize Sega makes other games? Like they published Bayonetta, they published all of Atlus's games because they own Atlus. So Persona 5, that's a Sega game. They also, Creative Assembly is under Sega, so they made Alien Isolation.
That's one of my favorite games ever.
Yeah, so it's like, that's just my little Sega rant, because I have a Dreamcast in my dorm room.
You really do?
Yes.
Holy, impressive.
But yeah, it's just like, I just wanna, like, I saw a video on Bethesda, and I don't know how much of this is true, but it's basically a guy, he was like, okay, so like this whole Fallout 76 thing, it's got me rattled a bit. I need to understand what's happened with Bethesda. So we did like a deep dive and like tried to find like, because they're a private company, they're not public. So finding information on who owns what is very difficult with them, and like knowing what their financial situation is and everything is very difficult. So he did like some deep diving, and then he found out that like on ZeniMax, who's the parent company of Bethesda, they like the owner like sold the company like in like 03, 04. And now it's just like one guy was running it, and then for the longest time, and then like, they brought in like investors, including Donald Trump's brother.
I don't know his name. He's not president or on Celebrity Apprentice, so I don't know his name.
Yeah, I don't know his name, but I do know that I would put it in the high likelihood that maybe he has something to do with all this greed that's going on. If he's anything like his brother.
Yeah, that's not out of the question, definitely.
It might be a bit unfair, but dude, your last name is Trump.
I'm worried that, maybe not so much worried, but I'm wondering, at one point will they see that the goodwill loss will hurt them more than the short-term subscription gain?
No, I don't think so. These are the people who rushed out an MMO that's broken beyond repair, that they patch it, and 3 new bugs show up, or an old one comes back. They don't know what they're doing, like at all. And we're half a year, maybe a little over half a year into this game's being released, and it's still not in a playable state. And now they're trying to charge people a subscription for it. And the best part about it is, on the forum posts that when they put this thing out, one of the thing, or on their website, one of the things they said was they plan on adding to the private servers eventually, which a lot of people are taking as mod support.
Did they mean mod support?
That's what a lot of people are saying. I don't know. But if it's Bethesda, so that would make sense. But here's the problem. You have to pay for the private servers. So essentially you're putting a paywall on mods. They haven't learned their lesson. They still haven't learned that you shouldn't be doing this. Like, it's Bethesda, the ironic part about it is like I think I don't know if we talked about this on another episode, but they did a trailer like 6 months before they announced Fallout 76 at E3 called like we support Player One or something like that, or remember Player One or something, and it's like them for like 16 minutes declaring that they are the ones to stand for like first player games, single player games. That we are here for single player games like Skyrim and Doom. We're here for you, people who like single player. 6 months later, they announce a freaking MMO.
Do you have any opinions on what you think this will do for the upcoming largest game in their franchise, The Elder Scrolls? Because elsewhere is getting released in the foreseeable future.
That's still, I would say, probably 3 years out. So it's 2 or 3 years. So it's either going to be 2021 or 2022. I would see that coming out. Which, man, a 10-year gap between Elder Scrolls 5 and 6.
Hefty. We'll see if they make it worth it.
They need to make it a good one. They really do.
They have to. I don't know if they have the writing staff to do so. I don't even know if half the writers from Oblivion and Skyrim are even around anymore.
Right.
Like,
it's been a while.
When's the last time Bethesda Game Studios, like the main studio in Maryland, has made a game?
I
Fallout 4.
Oh, it was Fallout 4? Okay.
That was the last time. And that was, 2014?
Roughly.
Yeah, something like that. So it's been almost 6 years since they've made a game.
I'm going to check something because I believe whenever I open up Prey, I do see Bethesda up in the
I don't think they're the developer though. I think they're the publisher. Because you have Bethesda Game Studios and you have their publishing arm.
I heard that there's a little bit of a class war on the subreddit for Fallout 76 where people who have not subscribed to Fallout First are bullying the people who have subscribed to Fallout First.
They should. Why are you paying money for this game?
Again.
Like, you were crazy to spend $200 on the offset. Now you're just like, you know what? I'm going to spend more money.
I'm going to do it again.
Let me just show these people how much I like this game. Screw all of you for thinking this game's bad. I'll show you that it's good by spending my money on it. Ha! And it's just like, dude, what? You're just being stupid. It's like, there's so many better games in the world. Like, you don't see this with, like, BioWare. Like even Anthem did horribly. It died. And even Anthem makes Fallout 76. Like, Fallout 76 makes Anthem look like a frickin' masterpiece. Like, if, like, we had nothing but Anthems and then Fallout 76 was around, I don't think anyone would play Fallout 76.
Right.
But, it's so strange to me. I don't understand the mentality of playing a game that, one, you don't like. Because there's no way people enjoy this. And even if they do, like, they're like, I enjoy it with my friends. I'm just like, you can play games with your friends on a number of other games. WoW Classic is out. You can play World of Warcraft, like, the old school way again. Like, you could play, like, Sea of Thieves, which is...
Yeah, that's still somehow going.
Yeah, you can. There's so many games you could play. Heck, you can play RuneScape still.
I did start playing RuneScape about a month ago. I started playing RuneScape Classic.
Did your middle school like nostalgia come back?
That's elementary
Not at
school,
all.
dude. That's elementary.
For me, it was middle school.
No, I didn't get a computer that could run a video game, like an actual video game that's not on a Flash player, until my junior year of high school. What? That was like 2000.
I just lost my voice there.
2015 or whatever. Yeah, no. I got an Acer E15, I think, it's not even like a nice gaming laptop. It does its job well. I wanted Overwatch, so I got a computer. I was about to buy a PlayStation 4.
I grew up playing games on PC. So. But you were like, yeah, Icewind Dale. Like when we were in class one day, you were like, yeah, Icewind Dale's great.
I read the books. I read the original books by R.A. Salvatore.
So the with
Dritz Do'Urden,
Drizzy,
Bruno Battlehammer, Wolfgar.
Good old Drizzy.
Drizzy. Oh gosh. And then I saw Out of the Abyss.
I've read the books too.
This is Dungeons and Dragons for anybody who doesn't know.
The Forgotten Realms.
This is Forgotten Realms. Oh yeah. This is old school stuff.
But basically, if you've played Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale, or Neverwinter Nights, it's that world. So there are entire franchises based around it. So
many. Menzo Berenzin.
I don't like. That's another multiplayer game you can play. Play Neverwinter. It's an MMO based off of the Forgotten Realms. Just play that. Come on. It's just like, this week has been weird in terms of news. Because, like, you had this crap of Bethesda being crazy. And then you have, like, the company that everyone loves, Naughty Dog, being like, hey guys, I know we gave you a release date last month, but we gotta delay the game. Which...
It's disappointing.
It's disappointing, yeah. And The Last of Us 2 got delayed till May. It was originally going to be released, I think,
February.
in February. Yeah, February 21st, I think. And so they moved it back like 3 months. And the Neil Druckmann, I think it was Neil Druckmann, wrote like a blog post about it. He's like, yeah, we're delaying the game to make sure it's like perfect for you guys.
Make sure the developers weren't overstressed, overworked, tired, dying.
Over in the corner sobbing.
I don't want to see ones and zeros anymore.
Oh no.
It's killing me.
No, like it's so like the game is so like unsettling that they have to like take breaks or something.
Oh. Oh yeah, this is The Last of Us. I mean, in a game where, spoiler alert, the guy's daughter dies in the first 15 minutes of playing Last of Us 1 in a game that dark.
Yeah, it's not really a spoiler. It's like when I try to explain to someone that they should watch Grave of the Fireflies, and I have to explain to them like the main character is dead in like the first 5 seconds. Like they're dead. Like they start with them dying, and then they flash back to how they got there. Mind you, this is a Ghibli studio film. Yeah.
Oh, that... Ghibli has a very interesting way of making things just super dark.
Dude, I love Greer the Fireflies. It's so good. It's about 2 kids living in Japan during the Second World War, during the fire bombings in Tokyo. So, like, their mom dies in the bombings. They start living with, like, their aunt. They're hoping for their dad to come back, but he never does.
Oh.
So they don't like their aunt, so he takes his sister, they run, and they start living by the river. Problem, mosquitoes live by the river. So the girl gets like malaria or like some sort of like, she gets a disease, and she ends up dying from it. And then he ends up dying. And it's just this long, depressing movie, and I love it. I might be sick. No, I like it a lot. It's kind of like the new Joker movie is fun. I think it's very fun.
I saw it. I actually have a very funny story about that. So I went with a friend in my printmaking class, and we were sitting over towards the back because I wanted him to see me. He was late, so I wanted him to see me when he came in. And we're watching the movie, and it's getting to the scene where anarchy is building. Like, the Joker is running through the subway, and there's a whole bunch of people beating the... Spoiler alert for Joker 2019 with Joaquin Phoenix.
It's a spoiler.
This is a spoiler. He gets away from the feds that are investigating him when the people on subway start beating those guys up. So it's a huge anarchy scene, extremely like primal. And the security guard comes in, wordlessly. Just a figure opens the door and then stands in the back. And I turn around to look, I'm like, everybody knows the rumors. Everybody knows what the media's been saying about this movie. I turn around like I'm gonna be the one that dies. First thing off, my life is over because I did what my mommy told me not to do, and I went to go see Joker, and I'm dead. That was first reaction.
Oh, I hated those rumors because I was just like, first of all, we're basing this off of something that happened like in 2013 when The Dark Knight Rises came out. And Joker's not even in that movie.
And nothing happened. So
Yeah. Well, this time nothing happened.
No,
Right.
this
Nothing
time
happened
nothing
this time.
happened,
That's right.
thankfully.
Last time a guy shot up a theater.
That was not good.
Yeah, in Denver, I think. Yeah, but yeah,
think so.
I was like, the media was fishing hard, and as a journalism student, I'm just like, guys, stop.
This is not an editorial.
I mean, even then, it's like, we're taught here at the journalism school that media and violence have no correlation with each other. Like, there were studies upon studies upon studies of this over like 70 years. Like starting first like in the 1940s with like children and, like westerns and like punching a doll and stuff. Like they've been doing this for decades. And still in 2019, we got people saying video games cause violence, that movies cause violence. Oh, come on. No, they don't. It's people who cause violence. It's people, like, most people are not influenced by a specific thing and then go and do it.
It takes a build. I mean, if you watch Joker, you'll see it takes a buildup of very bad days and a very bad lifestyle that makes or breaks a person.
Or if you read The Killing Joke, all it takes is one bad day.
All it takes is one bad day. I know, it's the exact opposite in The Killing Joke.
But he was proven wrong.
I mean,
so.
I would say that, to be fair, in The Killing Joke, it was more than one bad day. But it was the one day that made him snap.
It was the worst day.
Yeah. And I feel, that's the one thing about the new Joker movie. Everyone says it doesn't feel like a comic book movie. Like, I've seen a lot of reviews, and I'm like, it does feel like a comic book movie. Like, if you've ever read The Killing Joke, it feels like it's, like, ripped straight from The Killing Joke. And how, like, because that book humanizes the Joker a lot. The movie wasn't good.
The Killing Joke movie?
The Killing Joke movie or the Joker
Killing
movie?
Joke movie.
Okay.
The Killing Joke part of the Killing Joke movie was all right. The animation wasn't good enough, in my opinion. It was a direct-to-video thing, so of course it wasn't going to be. But they added this part with, like, Batgirl that everyone hates. And for me, I'm just like, I don't really care. But yeah, it probably shouldn't be in this movie. It's because Bruce Timm, who made Batman the Animated Series and Batman Beyond and Justice League and all those other those 90s and early 2000s like DC cartoons, he has this thing where he wants Barbara Gordon and Bruce Wayne to get together. Like, it's like, even in Batman Beyond, like, he's like wait a minute, y'all were a thing? And she was like, yeah. And it's just like, and in the movie, they go all the way in that movie. Yeah, and people were just like, guys, we know you got an R rating. You got your R rating for this, but why? Back to video games.
Back to video games. What you're watching for?
T-Lu.
We got off track with DC Comics.
T-Lu 2.
T-Lu 2. We already did that one.
Well, yes, but we saw an issue with Telltale and their overworking of employees.
Telltale Games. Oh, yeah.
And it didn't quite work out too well for Telltale. Among other things were the reasons why
Time
Telltale
check.
shut down, but overworking their employees did not help them. So perhaps it is for the best that we have these delays.
And you know that Telltale Games they're coming back.
Yeah, they held on by a hair, maybe.
Well, no, it's like a brand new company. It's kind of like when Atari went bankrupt in 2013 and they came back, and now they're just scamming people.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, Like, they're making a console called the Atari VCS that was announced like 2 years ago, and they still don't have a working prototype to show.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and it's supposed to come out into this year.
Oh.
They've got 2 months then.
Yeah, it's not.
No.
Like, I doubt it's ever going to come out. I think they may have actually extended it to 2020, but I don't care because Atari's dead, and it has been dead. Like, to the point of, like, the people running it are all French. Because it's a French company now. Because it was bought by Infogrames, and then Infogrames changed their name to Atari.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you remember Infogrames back in the day.
I don't remember Infogrames back in the day. I
Oh,
don't
sorry, you
remember.
didn't have
I don't
a-
barely
you didn't-
remember Atari back in the day.
Not many people do. Well, anyway, guys, can you switch me back to the main camera? All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We have 5 minutes to get to class.
Oh, we have 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Be sure to check out our website, gamingcollegian.org, for news articles and reviews and that type of thing. Be sure to subscribe. If you like this video, you know what to do. If you didn't like this video, tell us why in the comments. And if you could follow us on Twitter, @GamingCollegian, we'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching.